You're about to go deep with Dan Good.
What's up, guys? What's going on? As you can see, or as you can hear, and you will, it's just me today. Going deep with you guys, getting personal. It's been a while since we've done a solo podcast, and today you're going to have it. What's been going on as well, I got the vid a couple of weeks ago, and my camera guy, Chris, he got the vid about a week or so ago, so it's been a bit hard with the scheduling and everything, but we're back into it today, and I thought it's a perfect chance to talk to you guys by myself solo today, so that's what we're doing. And basically, well, what's been going on? There's been a bit going on, actually. I'm glad you asked. Well, you'll remember if you've listened to the episode, it's been a while ago since I did the solo one. So, and at the end of the podcast, I asked you guys on social media and things like that if you had any questions for me to get personal and go deep and really flesh out some things about me, your host. So, yeah, that's what we did. And one of the last questions I did answer was my mate MJ, and he said about the life plan, your 5 years, your 10-year plan and things like that. And I was perfectly honest with you guys, as I always am, and that I'm a kind of guy that's kind of winging it, I guess, in a certain extent. I have plans, I have goals and things that I want to achieve, and I break it down like you should to the little achievable goals, as I've spoken about on the podcast before. And that's the best way to kind of achieve those bigger things in life. But I'm also a guy that lives in the moment, and I like that magic. I guess I'm a bit of a romanticist in that point of view that, I live for those moments in life, and I guess that we all do, and that the happy moments, and you just thrive within them. But sometimes you can keep going for years through life like that, and not exactly get anywhere or to the places that you want to achieve that you can achieve that within you. So that's, I guess, something that I've been working on a lot, myself personally, and a few of those have come to fruition, that I've put down. I mean, as you can see, if you're watching this episode, we're in the new studio. I bought a house, and that's a huge life goal achievement of mine, especially in today's climate and culture, and how hard it is to get that with finances and everything and inflation. And, I don't need to bore you with all that stuff, but, that's on the rise and going to be harder for, our children and the children to come to get these things that you want to achieve in life, big things like getting a house and having a family and all those things, because it costs a lot of money these days, as it probably always has, But so we got that. We got the studio set up. We're still tinkering around with things in here with, a bit more decorating probably to go up. I've got some art pieces, some good stuff that we're working on with some collaborations that I will get to soon. And some things that, that are in the works, some really cool stuff. There's a bit going on. But there's also other things that I had on my goal list and things that I wanted to achieve, and definitely one of them was getting get back into doing a lot more filmmaking, acting, as was spoken about in other episodes. Trying to get this podcast out, get it synced up and ready to go for you guys all the time. It's been a beast, as I've said before, with the hours that you put in, but you got to do this to get these things done and to achieve what you want to. And with the acting side of things and the filmmaking, I've just recently finished a book, Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. It's fantastic, actually. It's so good. I've done it a couple of times now, and I just really wanted to get my writing structure right, and this guy is just a phenom in that area, and it's just done wonders for me. So if you're a screenwriter or an aspiring screenwriter and just want to make your own films as well, check that out, because it's truly amazing, and it's helped me a lot. And so, in the script writing process, early stages, short film I want to do, and that I'm going to do, I should say, and getting that out, and so it's fun to be back in that production side, that creative side again. Of course, I will be starring in the movie alongside a lot of other people, I'm sure, yet to be cast, obviously, but we're in the early stages with that one, so I've sort of I've set out a bit of a goal list for myself, and wanting to do several productions in the next 3 to 6 months, and at least one of those will be my own production, and that'll be cool. So I'll talk about that, as we go on, and as that actually it comes to fruition. with people that we'll have on or what have you. You know, your boy likes to talk, so you're going to hear all about it at some point. And but it'll be cool. I'll do something with you guys to try and get you involved in some degree. I'm not sure exactly how that looks right now, but it'll be on the socials. So if you want to check that out, you know, Instagram, Going Deep with Dan Good, and also we've got a Facebook page up there. And yeah, I'm trying to get a bit more interactive with that social media side of things. But if you can give us a follow and check the posts out and everything that's going on, that'll be awesome. As always, I love the support and I appreciate it from you guys. Another thing that, I've been playing around with a little bit of music too, but we'll keep that on the D-low for now because, you know, that's pretty fresh. But that's been a lot of fun actually, and a creative exercise for me personally, just to let go. And it's something that I've always wanted to do, like a lot of the things and a couple of things that I'll talk about today. And that I'm really starting to get into, you know, feed into that creativity. And it's like, as I said before, that I've done when I did the stand-up comedy, and I went up a couple of times, which I'm looking at getting back into that too a little more. But it was a freeing exercise. It was something that I wanted to do. It was confronting that demon, so to speak, of public speaking that I've always been so scared of when I was younger, and, you know, to a certain extent still probably now. It's like, Dan, you're an actor, what are you talking about? But it's crazy, you know, like it's just a thing. It is what it is. And some people have, you know, those fears as well, and I just urge you to confront them head on, you know. And it's a very freeing exercise to do that, and you find a lot about yourself. And it was just that for me. It was more of a confidence thing within myself to tap into that and give it a crack, you know, and see how it went. You know, got a few laughs, a few chuckles, and a few, oh shit, shouldn't be talking about that, but that's how we roll. That's the kind of comedy I like anyway. But so that was good fun, guys. So and I did hope to get back in that. I've been working on a few little bits, a few funny things that have happened to me since then. So I like to put them down. But also within all that, there was a few other things that, you know, I that were high on my list that I wanted to achieve. But one thing that I've always wanted to do was have a clothing label. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, if you watched the show, every time I've done one, I've had pretty much had a new shirt on, you know. And so, you know, you spend the money on these things. And I like clothes, I like nice things, you know, as a lot of other people do. But a lot of the stuff that I get is from like streetwear from Culture Kings and things like that. Like this, it's a Wu-Tang Clan shirt that I'm wearing right now today. And you know, I was doing that a lot, and it just dawned to me, it's like, why are you spending money on other labels when this is something that you've wanted to do yourself all the time? You've always wanted a clothing label for yourself, like you've always wanted a lot of other things that I'm working on. And, you know, I was like, it's time to get cracking. Let's sort that out. So that is one thing that I've been pretty deep on lately, especially the last couple of weeks, is working on the clothing label. And I want to release it to you guys, what it's called, but I think I'll just hold fire just a little bit longer, because more than likely on the next episode of this podcast, I'll be wearing some of it. So, you know, it's in the works. So you go through like different materials and things like that you like, the fits. Obviously the logo design and designing what you want. Now it's very simplistic logo design that I'm working on, but the way I want to do it is it's definitely streetwear label, but I'm gonna branch out. It's just no means this is the starting point for what I'm trying to work on at the moment. And you know, you got to start somewhere, and that's it. That's all I can encourage you to do is if you want to do something, you just got to get the ball moving, and that momentum it's a thing. You know, the momentum is key, and once you do that, you keep striving forward to achieve those things that you're trying to do, and it's just momentum is the one. You got to just keep it moving. You know, it's this stagnant person never wins the race, you know, but you get there in the end if you just keep moving. So and that's the thing with it. So it's simplistic design, but I'm going to do a lot of offshoot collaborations with it as well, working with a few other people and a few other things within myself. Like it's nothing like promotion, like self-promotion. So what I'm doing with that is, oh God, I want to tell you what it is, because I want to practice the catchphrase. You know, you got to have a catchphrase with these things, and it's there, you know, and I'm working on it. It's cool. It's cool, really cool. And it's exciting. So what I also want to do with that is incorporate the podcast. You know, I want to have podcast merch. So that was the other thing with it. And I've been playing with some designs for the podcast as well. So there'll be some of that coming for you guys if you want to check it out. Pick it up if you like, and it'll be cool. You know, we're gonna have some fun with it though. It's not just gonna be just all serious and plain Jane. So it's gonna be pretty cool. And also with my entertainment company, YIN YANG ENT, is produces this podcast and everything. So I've got a pretty wicked design, personally, I will say, with that, and I know it's going to look awesome on a t-shirt. So yeah, I've been really playing with that one to time it in with the label and everything. So that'll be coming. So it's just small things like that, like the collaborative process, and I figure that works. You know, like in my mind, that really works. Is why wouldn't you cross promote your own other brands, your own other, like, I mean, you know, like they always say to you, it's pretty cliche, but you are a brand, you know, market yourself and like market within all that, because you have all these other avenues that you're doing. So why not cross promote that and get it out there? And they'll, even if they check out one thing, you know, it might spur anyone else to check out the other. And that's what I'm sort of doing with it. So that's what I personally love about that creation thing. So yeah, I've got some designs coming, some prototypes, so to speak. So that's probably what I would say I'll be wearing next time on the pod. So you guys will be able to check out a little bit of what I've been doing with that. And you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to have some custom designs, like, you know, people can customize their own designs within it all, because obviously if you've got your name to it and as a brand, you want to keep it good, but there's going to be some sort of fun interactive way to design within all that, but I will get to it. And yeah, I've got a few like, yeah, offshoot brands, I guess, within it. Not funny memes, and not even sayings is not the right thing, but it's just like offshoot brands that I think are kind of comical, that'll be cool as well and be, I think, perceived pretty well. So we'll see how we go with all that. But that's just one little other thing that I've been working on, through my creative process. And the other thing, I mean, I guess one of the main things that I did speak about is obviously these things. See, I love creating and I love like that imagination side of things. But the one thing that I believe I spoke about on the pod a while ago on one of those solo ones was that you got to obviously be a little business savvy. And if you're not, then you got to find someone else. But if you got someone else involved, then it's just another hand to feed, hand out that you got to feed. So it's, which I'm okay with. I'm all for that collaborative process with people. But, you know, you got to find the right people that jive with your weirdness, jive with your flow and what you're trying to do. So, and that's important, you know, because there's no point in just getting someone that just knows business. I guess if you just cross it off just cleanly that they know business and that's all they're there for, business manager type thing, then that's okay. I mean, if that works for you, it works for you, you know. There's no exact blueprint to all this, and don't take it from me because I just hey, I'm winging it. No, I'm doing it, you know, and it's just what I believe the way to do things. And I think if you're creating a good environment, a good working environment, and creative collaborative environment, then they want to believe in the product. You know, it's just like I wouldn't advertise anything that I don't believe in, and I wouldn't tell you guys to do things if I didn't truly believe it. You know, doesn't mean I'm always right, because I'm definitely not. I've failed a bunch of times, but that's what it's like in this game. You know, you fail and you pick yourself up and go back again, and I've spoken about that many a time before, as you know. But I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. You know, I'm going to tell you what's up and what goes on with me and what I feel works with me, and I'll change that from time to time, because like anything, we're growing, we're learning different ways to go about things in life and this pursuit of happiness, or the perfect life that we want to live. So, and that's what it is. And yeah, so the business side of things is still something that I need to obviously work on, and I wanted to do some short courses online. So if you guys have got any recommendations in that area, hit your boy up. It's geez, I can't even remember the email right now. Going deep with Dan Good pod, I think it was, at gmail.com. So hit me up on there or the socials, or you can get hold of me, you know, Dan_good on Instagram, and you can find me on there. And I'm happy to talk with you guys about anything, really, be interactive, obviously. And get to be a bit more personal with you. And we're on this journey together, guys. So yeah, I'm happy to help in any way I can if you have some questions about anything, really. So with that, I want to do some short business courses in marketing because you boy could do with some better marketing. Get the pod out there, and I love it with word of mouth, and I talk to people all the time and they're like, oh, I want to check it out. You do a podcast, I'll check that out, so it's great, and that's how I like it. But obviously we want this thing to spread to the masses. Well, as many people as it can, and that want to listen to it. There's so many podcasts out there now, and I get it, guys. It's hard to go through. I religiously listen to probably 6 or 7 at least podcasts. And, that's multiple episodes a week. It's like, it's hours and hours. It's probably 10, 15 plus hours a week of that. And it's something I've probably had to pull back on a little bit because I've been doing a few other audiobooks and things like that. And also, I noticed, you can do it through a workday to get you through, so to speak, if it's a bit of a mundane workplace, and we all know what that's like sometimes. Get you through the day. It gets you, it's a distraction of sorts, I guess you could say. It's, but what it is that I've found and that I wanted to pull back from it a little bit is because I needed time, that thinking time, that less distracted mind time, or letting your mind be distracted and let it wander to that creativity, to that imagination. And it's something that I've really realized lately. And when I do that and I try not to have as many distractions as I can around me with things going in my ear, like a podcast or what have you, or people, that you start to think about those things, and that mind just that little ember just starts to burn, and it fires up when you get an idea. And if anyone knows, like when you get those ideas, obviously with imagination, it kind of just goes on a flow, and it creates a little substance and a little being of its own in your mind, and it just keeps going and going and going for whether it be those few minutes or an hour, or you're thinking about it 3 days from then. It just fires in, but you need to allow that to come in, and that's where distractions, I think, can be exactly that, a distraction from those things that you're trying to pull in from wherever it's coming from, and it just comes to you. And so I've been allowing myself to get in that headspace a lot more lately, and it's really helped. And I believe that's probably why I've been focusing a lot on the label and stuff like that at the moment, the clothing label and a few other things as well. And so that's been great. And it's just something that I would probably say, think about, take that time for it. Meditation always helps, but I feel like that's something where you are just alleviating that anxiety or that stress from the day, is where meditation obviously comes in. But it helps, and I've been doing a lot more of that lately, and so that's been really good and really helpful and really beneficial. But yeah, I'm excited for that label, and I'm excited to get back in the production of things, and really get the business to a certain extent. Because let's face it, as creatives, we don't want to be doing these 9 to 5s and working for someone else and working for the man and making $1 for someone else. Why not be doing it for yourself? But it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy to get into. And it's really, like me, if you're working those day jobs, or whether it's a night job or what have you, you get those few hours, after you do all those things that you got to do. You go to the gym, you exercise, whatever you do, you walk your dog, you cook your dinner, you do all that thing, and you want to sit down and chill out and just watch something and just go off in another land for a moment. And I feel you. I totally feel you all the time. But sometimes that is the key moments to be working on these creative endeavors or these other endeavors for you to create that business for yourself, to get out from that 9 to 5 slog. And I'm not going to go on about jibber jabber, because you hear that from people far more smarter than me and far more well-versed in those areas, But those couple of hours are so key in the day. I know that's for me when I get a lot of like editing per se done for this podcast, or the thumbnails or the artwork or anything like that, working on that clothing label brand. I mean, if you can multitask with the TV on in the background, I'm terrible at it. I try. if I turn it right down and just have a going, then I'm not too bad. I can sink in, but generally I need less distractions, the better for me. I'm easily distracted in that regard and just like to give the focus and that main attention to the thing that I'm trying to do. Females will probably be laughing at me right now. I guess it's the age-old thing, isn't it? Men can't multitask, but I don't know. Just for me, that's just how it goes. So yeah, they're the key moments. I think those couple of hours at night, or those couple of free hours that you do have, where maybe you want to go and do stuff, where you just want to, just lazily watch TV, and that's cool. Sometimes you do that, and it's good. Like you want to get, at least if you can get some of that work done, and then you'll allow yourself to have that little break is always helpful. Sorry, a little blocked up. Change of weather, change of seasons at the moment. For those of you in America, obviously going into summertime, we're going into a bit of winter time here. Been pretty overcast lately, but you don't need a weather report. So that's another thing that I would say that I've been working on as well. And then there's been some other big goals, that I'm still just slowly trying to work out. And I don't have the stuff down to a fine science, guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm still working on my whole big picture life plan and breaking that down to those small achievable steps to get to that top of the mountain. And, that's something that I'm focusing on hard in the next few weeks, next month or two, is just getting that solidly down so I know where I'm going. I can project this energy, this fire that I have inside me towards the things that I want to achieve. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And it's important because I'm 34 years old, and I'm no spring chicken, but I still feel pretty young at heart, and I'm still getting after it. So for me, these are really crucial moments in my life that I need to achieve. And as I've spoken about before, I've been hammered myself like that. And I'm very self-critical and very self-aware. And I've hammered myself to the finest degree, to the point where I used to just stress myself out and be so just so go all the time. And not really know, I was doing things and I'm achieving things, but it's like if I honed that a little better and that energy into certain things at a time to achieve, I would have probably got a bit further with what I'm trying to do. But hey, it's not a perfect science, and no one has a blueprint to your own life. You're doing that yourself, and yeah. So I'm still working on it, but your boy's getting there. And the other thing, I guess, I've also been going pretty hard. I don't know if you can see, looking a little thinner in the face. The chin, the jawline is starting to come out. I've been dropping a bit of body fat. I've been losing a bit of weight with that and keeping that lean muscle. And it's something I've always been worked on. I'm a firm believer in training and getting in the gym. For me, it's just that outlet of letting those stresses go from the day. And I need to do it. It's not even a thing. I just have to do it. It's a way of life for me. It's a part of my daily thing. I'm sure I have rest days in there, but I'm getting after it, guys, and it feels great. And I need that to clear those demons out from my mind, and so I can then come home and work forward and work on the things that I need to do and have that mental clarity about me. But yeah, I've been working with my man, Sasha Dulich from Aesthetic Body Transformations, and I believe I have that right. I've been working with him for a while, and remotely a lot of the times because he was in Melbourne and he's moved down to the Gold Coast now. He's one of my best friends. So shout out to him because he's just done such a massive job with me, and I can be difficult at times. I can indulge at times, and that's what I'm going to talk about soon as well. But he's really stuck it out and just done massive things for little impingements and stuff that I've had and injuries and what have you, and just been able to do it all online. And that's the thing. He's got an online training program that he can basically diagnose little things that you have, like less functional movements that you do have, and help you achieve those just through stretches and through different exercises and things like that. But he's just so on the ball with everything and well versed with it, and in good shape himself, so you can believe it. And it's been awesome. And I probably would have been to the achievable goal weights that we've set out, and a lot of the abs massively coming through, visible in all lights, as he would tell me. I tell him in the morning, dude, when I wake up, man, I can see those abs coming through from the downlights in my bathroom. And he's like, yeah, but we want them visible in all lights. in all lights, and that's a promise. And so for him, he set out programs for me. I've probably been working with him, I would say, well over a year, maybe even coming up 2 years. And I would have been at those achievable goals if I didn't have little vices that I, as we do, we're humans, and we have those little vices to ourselves in the weekends or whatever, in our own time, in our after hours, and little indulgence of life. And it's not a bad thing. You got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy the fruits of your labor, the things that we have these days. But yeah, what we've basically challenged myself. He's challenged me, and I've challenged myself as well, because it starts with you. 8 weeks. We got 8 weeks. I've done one, so we've got 7 weeks to go, where I'm just not really, drinking at all. I'm not really overindulging in food or anything like that, because your boy loves ice cream. He loves desserts. And I love food on the weekends. I'm really, really good and strict during the week. I'm pretty damn good. And the way he sets it out, it's not so regiment like, you're counting every single calorie and things like that. It's portion sizes and things like that you can easily do, especially even if you eat out or you do anything. There's ways to do it. But been really good, seen some really good results. I've dropped a lot of body fat since I've been training with him, which is obviously what I would probably all like to do, and it's just been magical for me. But it also looks great for things that I'm trying to do like this, and acting and everything, because you look good on camera. Like you can see it in my face and pictures and things like that I've lost like the body fat on my face and obviously the rest of my body. And yes, believe it, the abs are coming through, and it's great. And it's a great thing to wake up to in the morning when you can see that. And, you got to feel good about yourself when you're doing these things. You're putting in the hard work. Why not? Reap the rewards. Feel good about it, flex a little. Not too much. I don't really like that. But hey, you got to tell people what's up when it's going on. And when you're happy and you believe in yourself or where you're at, it's some people may look down on it. What do they call it? Tall poppy syndrome or what have you. But yeah, you got to embrace this, man. Like you only live once, that I know about, and you just got to have fun while you're doing it and get after it and achieve these things you want to achieve in life. Like it's your life, live it the way you want to live it. And with these vices, and that's something that I want to talk about. Just get real with you guys for a minute. We've all got them. Whether you like drinking, you like smoking, whatever it is. Drugs, you're doing, whether it's, other pursuits in life, overindulgence in food and just think, because your boy loves food, like I said, loves dessert, and just all these little vices. There's so many of them across the table. I don't need to list them all. I don't need to exactly go into finer details, but we all know we all have them. And for me, it was, that just slightly letting go of the reins in the weekend. I think it was because I was so strict during the week with what I was doing. And then I get to the weekend, I'm like, let's go. And it's not that I was drinking heaps or anything like that, but just, I like going out for dinner with my mates and food. And as I say, the dessert was the number one thing that I've got a sweet tooth, a massive sweet tooth, bigger than this microphone. And there's not a dessert gelato shop or anything in this world that I can't get around. All right. I love it. And that was probably where I was letting myself go. So it was a little vice for me and other indulgence that were around that. I won't go into the final details, but I'm sure you can read between the lines at some point there that, food's delicious. What can I say? And that's just where, I think it goes down to also my personality traits as well. I can be very restricted on the money with things, but I love to let go and live in the moment, as I've said about before. And I think that involves with all indulgence, because you overindulge, you just take all that on and you're just like, let's go. And it's a thing. And I think it helps, with comedy and stand-up comics a lot like that. And that's why they have their very volatile nature and can do some crazy things to the normal naked eye that sees it. And but that's just them embracing their uniqueness, embracing just letting go, just being wild, and nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But if you're trying to achieve things, and that's it in life, sometimes you got to make these hard decisions. And for me, I knew I wasn't giving myself the best shot to be the best person that I could be, and the best person to achieve the things that I want to in life. And that's where I had to make a choice that maybe this vice or these vices need to come in line or need to be weeded right out. And that's what I did. And I've seen a lot of growth in that time. And I mean, just in the last few weeks, I've really just buckled down with, as I said, clothing labels starting to take shape, and going to have some designs coming. And I've just been able to feed that beast within me a lot more, and just be more in the moment, and be more clear, and be more, just more on the money with what I'm trying to do. Like, it's great to have a little, a little thing every now and then to treat yourself, or go away from, because let's face it, we're working our asses off in life, and it gets too much sometimes, and sometimes you just want to indulge and do these things. But you got to take accountability for yourself and see where you want to go and where you want to get to, and the ways to achieve that, and what are those barriers that are holding you back from achieving these things. And that's just what I had to do. I had to be real with myself, and it's been fantastic. I got to say, I just have such a clearer mind, and I'm just going at the things that I want to achieve, with less distractions. And I find myself getting less frustrated with situations as well, whether it's in the workplace or other people, or just in general. And it's just helped me be a better person overall. And some might say, what does food have to do with all this? But there's other little vices in there, that I know that I was doing that at times they serve a purpose. They can be little teddy bears to you, getting through emotional things in life, breakups and down moments, and things like that. Like, people turn to alcohol, drugs, and anything like that. And I get it, believe me. I've dabbled in areas, and it's just things that I just had to pull away from a little bit. Like, what serves the ultimate purpose for me? What is the thing that I want to achieve, and what are the barriers that are in my way, and just eliminate them. Because the less barriers, the less hurdles, the less effort, and the more energy you can put to the things you want to achieve. And that's really what it's about. Because if you want to achieve it, you can see your way through it, and that's just what you got to do. You got to be strict with yourself sometimes, and and I've said it before, like, you have to sometimes say no to things. Say no to your friends going out for beers and watch the footy game, or whatever it is, Go out that night and party and let loose, do it a little bit. Okay, cool. Got it out of your system. Right, let's get back to work. Because that's what we have to do. That's how we achieve. And that's just what I've had to do with myself. And sure, your real friends are going to stick around. Let's face it, If they're not going to be like, oh, he's not coming out and partying with me now, I'm not going to hang out with him anymore. Because it happens. But maybe they're not your real friends, I've got stuff I want to achieve. And if that's like such a thing for you that you can't get your head around, then, well, mate, I don't know. And maybe they're not doing so well either, and they're doing the same thing. And we all succumb to these vices. But, it's up to you. It's your challenge. It's your life, and you live it the way you want to live it. I'm not telling you how to live it. I'm just telling you from my 34 years of experience in watching all these other people around me that are experiencing life, and the ones that have come, before us, that have been successful and that are successful now. And there's patterns to this. There's similarities to how they go about what they do. And that's just, if you want to achieve, sometimes you take these things from other people, and you work it yourself. Like, what works for someone else might not work for you, but there'll be aspects, I guarantee you, that will work for you, and the right way to do it. And it's always what I've kind of approached work and on anything is that I'll listen to the people, that are trying to train you, that are trying to tell you how they go about things, and I'll see it. I'll do it all the right way first, and then I'll find my little workarounds, that I think that are efficient and work better. And that's just how I go about everything, that I do. So, and that's that's just how I go about it. And if you want to do it, you do it, and if you don't, you don't. It's just it's up to you. It really is. Sorry, I'm just hydrating. You guys know I like to stay hydrated when I'm doing this. I talk a lot, so it needs to happen that way. I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear that in the mic. Yeah, guys, so that's really like just some major things that I want to touch on today. It's just those vices and those goals and those little steps that we're going towards to achieve the things we want to in life, and that's what we're doing. So, Yeah, I just wanted to be real with you guys today and just break it down and just get a bit more personal and get a bit deeper with you, and so you can understand what I'm going through as a person, as a human being, and what I'm trying to achieve. And I hope that you guys can relate to some of the things that I'm talking about, because I believe we all share a lot of these things, and whether we actually share them out in the open is another thing in itself, because a lot of the times we like to keep it to ourselves, I guess you could say. And I don't know, it just doesn't really help. I don't feel. I mean, sometimes I guess everyone's different, but I feel the more we can communicate and talk to each other about our own problems, our own struggles in life, that we can help each other achieve these things. There's no reason why we can't raise each other up. You don't need to push the other man down or the other female or whoever next to us just to achieve these things. Just work harder and work better, and you just got to hope that it will work out. I mean, it will be seen. I think hard work will always pay off, and it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be 3 weeks from now, but it will happen. And I think it's just something that I believe in, that I think a lot of people believe in, and it's just, yeah, I think if we can create that bigger consciousness within the human race, that we can all help each other achieve the things we want to achieve in life, it's going to be a hell of a lot better place. Less war, less fights, less arguments, less damning each other for just comments that we say online, or just ridiculous shit that goes on today. Blows my mind, it really does. I don't understand it, but I do understand it because I understand people, I think, and I'm in tune with it. But god damn, man, some of this cancel culture stuff is just ridiculous. I cannot stand it. I honestly can't. And people deserve to be called out for if they're doing heinous acts. Like, there's some real bad stuff going on, and those people need to be probably ridiculed and put in that public eye in that way. But there's so many other people that are just like, we grow as humans. We say things. I'm on a podcast saying whatever I think that comes to me at times, and I'm not always going to be right. I'm going to admit to that. I'm not always right, and I'm learning, and there'll be things that you've heard me say that I've gone back on later down the track where I've just gone, okay, I was wrong. I learned better. I took some more information, some more advice from other people, and I found a better way to do it, or a better understanding of the situations at hand. And that's just what life's all about. I think we're all growing. We're all growing and living this life together, So it's just one of those things. And yeah, if we can help each other out, I just think this world will be a better place. What else do I want to talk about today? I've covered a lot of the things that I really did want to talk about. It's not going to be a long one, guys, today. This is, we're coming to a closing point, and I really wanted to talk about those goals and the vices and let you guys know where I'm at. So the podcast merch will be coming soon. The brand will be dropping soon. I don't know how quickly I'll make it available. I'll be ironing out the kinks with materials, because I'm not going to put out something that I don't believe in. So I got to really test out these materials in person, because you do a lot of the stuff online, but I found some companies locally in Brisbane here that do it that seem to be pretty high rated. So I'm going to go check out the materials, because I'm a really stickler for the fit, the stitching, everything about the material, how it feels. And I'm going to have options, It's not all just going to be for the fitted folk. And because people like the loose fitting clothing as well. Personally, I don't overly like it. And sometimes I do, I guess, when you're lunging around at home. But there's going to be all types. Nothing's going to be excluded here. And like, obviously, it's going to be a lot directed towards males, because I'm a male and that's what I sort of know. But I want to make I want to make clothing for females as well. And whether that means I cross collaborate with someone else and get them on board, because obviously I don't exactly know everything that a woman likes to wear and a fit and feel. And you'd say, Dan, of course you don't, unless you wear dresses and things like that in your own spare time, which I don't. But I'm curious, and I will talk to people and I'll ask them, and I'll see. I want to get that done, because none of it's going to be excluded in this. Like, I'm going to be making a lot of stuff for a lot of people, but it's going to start off with streetwear, because that's what I like. That's what I like to wear, and that's what I know, and the style and everything. So that's where it's going to be for a start. But I will branch off, and I will like to go, it's not going to be really expensive, it's not going to be crazy, but obviously down the track, I'd like to have some more higher end branded stuff or styles with it all and go into some other styles of clothing, but for a start, it's mainly going to be tees. T-shirts out there, fitted and standard sort of fit as well, and we're going to go from there. And you're going to hear a bit more about it. I'm going to post up, or you'll hear it, you'll see it. I'll be wearing it, and that's what'll be on. I'd say by the next episode, I'm hoping for these some of these designs, prototypes, as we said before, will be on board and we'll be here. And yeah, so what's coming for the podcast, guys, is that as I've said before, there's a bunch of really big, higher profile guests that I want to get on. And I just personally, I know what it's like going on sets and things like that. And when I haven't had everything all set out, before I was doing it out of my mate's house, I was doing it out of my house, and it just wasn't great. Now that I've got the studio, it allows me to get these bigger guests on and feel better about getting them on to entertain. And maybe I'm overthinking all that. That's what people have said to me before, but that's just how I feel about it, I want them to be comfortable. I want to see that we're running a tight ship around here and we've got a professional outfit. And whether that means when Chris is back on board or I'm being more self-sufficient with my own cameras and different, obviously I got the one today, as you can see, but more multicam setup and things like that is what I'm leaning towards. It's just a real beast out there, hey, to find the right cameras that you want and that don't cost thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars, because really there's no limit to it, from a couple of $100 to several thousand, and it's just, we're pulling on a budget here a little bit. We're still working this thing out. So, and as I said, this cost me money to do, but I love doing it. I love talking to you guys. I love getting it out. I love having these awesome, interesting guests on and just learning about their journeys and what they do. But, I'm going to branch out a little more, because I absolutely loved the one that I did with Natalie Gonzalez-Hills, the fighter, the mixed martial artist, the boxer, who I will say, actually, that's a good point. Good little segue, Dan, that she won her Australasian super flyweight belt that second time round when she rematched. So that's awesome, and congrats Nat for that. And she also fought for the another class up, a weight class up, and she didn't get the W. I know the other girl did. She took the fight on really late notice again, because she's an absolute beast and a warrior, and she took that and she did lose that. But I know she's been back fighting a lot more, training a lot more with mixed martial arts this time around. So I don't know if that means that she's getting back more into a lot more MMA. That'll be had. But that episode is now gone to the most viewed episode. So there you go. Whether we hit the algorithms, I believe that had a thing with it. Also, she's getting more in the spotlight with what she's doing, which is absolutely awesome. So therefore it reflects well. And that's what we're doing. We cross-collaborate. And when one gets lifted up, you come with it, hopefully. If you've done all the right things, that's what can happen. And so that's awesome. And it's funny, because I stress out about all these cameras and stuff and having the multicam set up. And obviously when Chris comes on, it's complete overkill for a podcast, because they're full-on cinematic cameras, as I've said before. But it looks great. And I love the production value, and I love the look of it, and it's really cool. So, that's fantastic. But that one was shot like this. Funnily enough. And I think the top 3 episodes, 1 and 3, have all been shot like this as well. So yeah, funny, right? And just goes to show, maybe I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. Whoops, I probably shouldn't have sworn, but hey, I'll let it slip. As you know, it happens. Freeform podcast, that's just what happens. Yeah, so that's fantastic that she's done that. And the reason why, because I'm so curious about mixed martial arts also, I've always been a boxing fan. Of the last few years, I've really gone into MMA. There's about to be a UFC card now, so we're going to wrap this up soon so I can go and get amongst that. And, it's things that I'm curious about. I like to have those guests on, and maybe I don't know a lot about the certain things, but that's why I'm intrigued to ask the questions I do, because I'm curious. And I think that reflects well in the content and for a podcast, so that's what I plan to do. And I would honestly, I'm just going to put it out there. I'd love to get John Wayne Parr on, one of her coaches. Absolute legend in MMA, multiple world champion. And I think we can do it, guys. I think we can get him on. He's just done it. He went for his 100th win in mixed martial arts and won championship the other day. And I think he retired. He lost, but he retired on that 99 wins, which is absolutely epic. But yeah, there's a few, like I say, there's a few bigger, higher profile guests that I plan to get on the pod, and that's going to be coming soon. And we're going to keep moving and shaking with it. A guy that I've spoken about before, actually, MJ, the guy that I said that asked me some of those questions about the life plan. He's actually full-on qualified stunty now and doing the professional stuff, and he's on set now, I believe, down the coast from Sydney. So I've been talking to his other collaborator, Jesse. That's so they are 2/3 of the hashtag Actors podcast. I believe I got that right. So they have their own pod. They're actors, they're filmmakers, stunty, as I said. And he's in town at the moment. I know you'll be pretty strict for time, but I'm going to have a chat to him and see if I can get him on for you guys, because that will be a fantastic one. I know that. And if I get them both on, should be good times. But yeah, there's a few people reaching out to come on, and I'm saying, yep, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So it's not all going to be acting. It's not all going to be filmmaking. It's going to be sports people. It's going to be other people. I'd love to branch out. And if you guys, I've said it before, I'd love it. Conspiracy theorists, anything with aliens, anything like that. But I'm going to get other people on, guys, and from different walks of life, and that's what I'm curious to talk to them. It's not all going to be acting and filmmaking and stuff. I know it's the majority of it because it's what I'm into, it's what I do, but we're going to branch out. We're going to do a lot more of those other guests on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. As always, I love and I appreciate you guys for supporting this podcast. It means the absolute world to me. I put the effort in. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and please tell your friends about it. Please rate the podcast, follow it on, give us a subscribe on YouTube, Going Deep with Dan Good. The same on all the other audio platforms, iTunes, Spotify. Shout out, and I have to say this because I don't know where the numbers came from all of a sudden, but we're getting a lot of plays on iHeartRadio. I'm not sure. I believe it is a free app. I think it is. So all of a sudden, it used to be iTunes and Spotify like neck and neck, but that's just gone through the roof. I'm not sure what's going on, but I love it. And any eyes and ears that we can get to this podcast is fantastic. So yeah, if you can follow us on the socials and do all that jazz, that would be awesome. Going Deep with Dan Good on Instagram as well. My own personal Instagram is Dan__good. You check that out. Share a lot more about what I'm doing from day to day. Try to get more. I know I'm not always on, but I'm trying to get a bit more interactive with you guys on socials. So hey, hit me up if you got anything you want to talk about. Ask some questions. Let's go. I'm here for you. Okay, and I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for listening today. And that's me. I'm out.